Hello, everybody. Hanny Mora here from Simple Podcast Press, doing the launch party. I'm super excited here, doing my first live launch party. So this is some new territory for me, but I'm always excited to try something new. Um, yeah, so we're just about 9 o'clock here in Toronto Eastern Time, just waiting. We've got a couple people on. I can't really see who's talking. I think it's best. I put a tweet box down there, so if you're on here and you're listening and you can see me live, I've seen a couple people leave me some messages. I see Dan, I see Gideon. So if you guys want, just pop in, say hello in the tweet box below, and the screen will refresh every few seconds, so you'll see the updated tweets. And the idea here is just kind of keep it casual. I'm going to show you kind of what the plugin does. If you have any questions, you can fire them over through the Twitter box down there, and we're just gonna have some fun. So I guess the first thing I should do, because I'm sitting here and not getting any feedback, would love to hear if you guys can hear me okay, if you can see me okay. I'll give it a few seconds. It says I'm broadcasting, so I'm pretty sure I am, but let's see how it goes. So if you can hear me, you can see me, then maybe leave me a little tweet, and I can check to see if you guys can see me. And in about a few minutes, we'll just kick it off and just get the ball rolling. Okay, so I'm hearing a few more people jumping in, so I'm going to wait another, let's say, 30 seconds or so, and we'll be good to go. Good to go. So I'm glad you guys are here. I see Gideon, see Walter, Mark, see Dan the man. So I can see some of you guys at the podcast movement. So whoever's there and whoever's coming to podcast movement, I'm thinking about a week and a half from now, I'd love to meet with you guys. I'm going to be actually doing a demo there as well. So yeah, awesome. So I'm getting people talking, people letting me know that we're all good to go, we're all clear. So yeah, I'm excited to meet you guys. Whoever's a podcast movement, make sure you make an effort to meet me. I'd love to meet you guys in person. I'm going to be giving a demo on Saturday as well, kind of in between sessions. So yeah, it's going to be a good time in Dallas. It's going to be, in a week and a half away, so we got some time. So I'm just going to kick it off. We got a good number of people on here, and I'm sure more will join, more will hop in, more will hop out. So I'm just going to give a quick product tour, explain what Simple Podcast Press is, and give a quick tour, and then answer any questions you guys have. And then I guess the best part for you guys, and well, for everyone, I guess, is to give you guys, for being an early birds, give you a special discount code that will give you a good percentage off. So I don't want to reveal it right away, but I want to kind of show you guys, answer your questions, and then give you guys an opportunity to get the Simple Podcast Press. Be the first ones to get it. It's been in beta for a few months now. I think, yeah, a few months. And we're going to go live. It's going live today. So you guys are going to be the first ones to get it today. And this is only going out to people on the early bird list. So it's going to be an exclusive bunch. So yeah, I'm excited. I got a few beta customers and getting really good feedback. John Lee Dumas got him set up just recently, actually, and he's loving it. And so that's exciting for me. It's exciting for everyone, and he's giving me great input on what he wants to see, other features. So this is what it's all about. It's about me getting it in the hands of the early birds. That's you guys, and you guys giving me feedback. It's going to be a limit. I'm going to limit this to I think we said 100 people, just because it's going to be. It's not beta, obviously, because we've done a few months of beta testing, but with WordPress, there's always going to be issues. So I want to make sure everyone's taken care of on like one-on-one basis. So if we need to get myself or one of the support team onto your site to check things out to make sure it's working, we're here for you. So that's why you guys are the early birds, and that's why you got the discount. Okay, so we've got a good number of people on, so I think we should kick it off. I see Ryan said Ryan's going to be there. Oh, that's awesome. And I'm looking forward to meeting people at the podcast movement. Okay, doke. Let me turn on the screen share. Bear with me for 2 seconds, and then we'll just get the show on the road. So I gotta turn on the screen share. And you guys can hopefully see my screen. I'm going to be before I should get into the demo, I'm going to explain just quickly what Simple Podcast Press is. For those of you guys who haven't seen the video, or maybe it's been a while since you've seen it, Simple Podcast Press really is simply said it's a WordPress plugin that will automatically take in all of your podcasts and publish them onto your WordPress site automatically. It'll take any old podcast that you have, and it'll take anything new that you publish going forward. So this is great for people who are Libsyn users, for example. People who are using Libsyn, who create their feed with Libsyn. This is an awesome complement to your Libsyn account. If you're using SoundCloud to generate your iTunes feed that you publish to iTunes, again, this is another great tool. I got a lot of questions during beta and during as we're building the software. It's people who actually use the Blubrry PowerPress. The people who use Blubrry PowerPress, they make their own. Right? They generate their own feed on their WordPress site. So they're asking why would I need this plugin? I don't want my podcast to come somewhere else. My podcast already exists on my site. I'm creating a page already on my site. So for those people, we actually tailored the plugin to meet their needs as well. So I'm going to show you how that works with Blubrry, the Blubrry PowerPress plugin. So let me just start with I think it was SoundCloud. So I'm going to take an example here. I have a couple test sites, so don't worry, don't get caught up too much on what the theme looks like, the WordPress site that I'm using. It's just a test development site. But I just want to show you the whole workflow from start to finish. And so the idea here is I'm logged in to my website, and you install the plugin. I'm not going to go ahead and install it, but you go under here, Add New, and you actually go ahead. Well, I'll show you guys real quick. Add New, and then you click on the Upload button. It might be a bit slow here just because it might be a bit of a lag here on the live channel. You click on Upload, and then you give it get the zip file and you point it there. So I'm not going to get into that. The support team will help you if you need stuck. But it's a WordPress plugin, just like any other plugin. As soon as you install it, you activate it. You kick in your license. You activated your license, so you're good to go. You're going to take you to the settings page. Now the first thing, and probably really the most important thing here, is it's going to ask you for your iTunes URL. Now, what is your iTunes URL? It's basically your iTunes podcast homepage. If you don't remember what that URL is, or you can't find it, you can always do a quick Google search for the name of your podcast, and then the word iTunes beside it. It looks like this. I'm just using Pat Flynn's Ask Pat as for my demo here because he's got about 100 and something episodes here. He's got quite a bit. Wow, he's at 142 episodes. And so I like to use this as an example. So all you need to do is find your podcast URL, copy the actual URL, and just paste it here. And hit save. And that's it. That's the hardest part. No, really, that's the hardest part. It's just getting the iTunes URL and pasting it in there and hitting save. And this takes about a minute, and depending how many episodes you have and how many actual reviews you have. So the cool thing about the plugin is not only does it pull in your episodes, it goes through iTunes, it goes through all the different countries, and it kind of correlates. It builds a list of all your reviews from all over the world, puts them in a nice, clean simple to digest page, and it's available to you right on your home page. I'll show you that in a second here. So whenever you want to check reviews, you don't have to go and use third-party tools. You can just log into your WordPress site and you can see all your reviews, how many stars, etc. So this is Pat's 160-ish type, 160-ish episodes. It's taken about a minute. It takes about a minute and a half, I think, for his. So just bear with me for a second. I'm just going to pop in to see if anyone's got any questions here while we're waiting for this to happen. Nice. I'm getting some great feedback here. Very cool. Very cool. So I'm excited. I'm just as excited as you guys. I just saw Ryan's comment there. Yeah, I had to do it, man. I had to do it. John reached out to me, and he's like, I want this thing. How do I get it? And anyway, he's a good guy, actually. He's been hounding me for ways to make it better, and which is awesome. It's cool. I love the feedback. So I'm looking forward when you guys get your hands on it. I'm looking forward to your feedback because that's what's going to make it better. I'm not here to build something and then just kind of let it go away. This is something that we're going to build and build on and make better and better, make it suit your needs. So let me just switch back to our test site. Okay, giddy up. We're all done here. So what happened here? It pulled in. Well, it built up and it scanned all the different episodes, and it just a little icon here shows you just to make sure that it actually got the right URL. It shows you your channel art from iTunes, and that's. I mean, if you don't do anything, if I don't touch anything right now, I can just go ahead and import all the episodes onto my blog. So when I say import, all that means is it's going to take every single podcast and make a unique page on a unique page for every single episode, and it's going to put a nice audio player. It's going to put some call to action buttons. I'm going to show you guys all that right now. So the first thing I'm going to show you is, let me quickly go through the settings so it can just give you a feel for what you can do. By default, it's going to keep everything as a draft. So it's not going to publish it live. It's going to keep it as a draft. You get a chance to add show notes, tweak it, etc. Add more content, more images, whatever you like to do. And I just want to note that when I say importing, it's taking the title, it's taking any description that you have on your feed, whether it's Libsyn or SoundCloud, and it's actually taking that as well and putting it in the WordPress post. So if you take the effort to type in a decent description in Libsyn or in SoundCloud or wherever you're generating your feed, that same description is going to show up on your blog post. The same title is going to show up, and which is good. It's a time saver. You don't have to retype everything again. And of course, you want to elaborate and add more details in your actual WordPress post. So okay, so default, it's on draft. If you want an email to come out to you whenever a new draft is created, you can set that up as well. If you'd like, you can auto-publish. It's there as an option. This is actually a request from John. He has over 650 episodes, so he wanted to manually create the episode still and just use the player and the call to action button. So you can set it up so you don't have to actually import all your podcasts. You can just use the player on your existing podcast. So I'll show you guys that way. So there's many ways you can use this plugin, which is good. I think it's good because people are going to come up with cool ways to use the plugin and make it work for them. Real quick here, podcast, that's just your WordPress category. I have one called podcasts just to keep my WordPress organized, so you can set it up to go to any category you want. If you have multiple authors, you can set it up to go to the author you like. And this custom post type is a bit of an advanced setting. You don't have to worry about it. If you have a special theme that doesn't use posts, they use something other kind of custom type, you can go ahead and set that as well. But most people don't even change that setting, don't really know what it is. So you can leave that as the default. Now we're going to the style settings. So here's where we style what it's going to look like. Sorry, just I scrolled too fast there. So when we style it, we get two things. So you'll see an option to choose black or white. So the simple podcast press comes with its own audio player. The auto player is pretty sweet because it also looks good on mobile. The buttons are nice and big, and so it's mobile friendly, which is a big plus these days. So I'm going to stick with the black. Just leave the black as default. Now there's a cool setting right here. Now what happens is we built in a feature so that if it detects that you have PowerPress installed, if you have the Blubrry PowerPress plugin, it detects that automatically and gives you this option and say, you know what? Anywhere where I'm using my PowerPress player right now, can you just swap that out with the simple podcast press player and all the opt-in boxes and all the call to action buttons, just with a click, bang. If you had 100, 500, doesn't matter how many posts you have existing, it'll just turn them off. It'll turn off the PowerPress player and turn on the simple podcast press player. Now, even better is it doesn't even touch your feed. Like let's say it won't interfere with your PowerPress feed if you're a PowerPress user. So it's not going to interfere. You keep doing exactly what you're doing now. You just click a button and it will switch automatically from one player to the next, which is kind of cool. I think. Some cool settings here. I'm going to turn on the download button and iTunes button. So these are the buttons that you can see below your player. You can customize the colors. I'm just going to put orange here for iTunes. Doesn't matter. Whatever you like. Whatever fits your style. If you have Stitcher and you have a SoundCloud account, you can turn them on as well. And you can just paste the URL to your Stitcher or SoundCloud so that people can link up to it and subscribe to you there as well. There's a cool transcript section, which I'll show you later. And this just lets you go and just edit the title. So if you don't want to say transcript, you can say, read the full show notes. It doesn't have to be transcript. It can be anything you want. This is a cool box that declutters your website. It hides all the show notes, and then you click a button and it shows them all again. I'll show you guys that a bit later as well. So I'll just leave that as say show notes. Opt-in box. So if you have an email list, which you should, and you're trying to grow it, what better way than just to put an opt-in box just below the audio player? So as people are listening, they're engaged, they're tuned in, they can opt right into your newsletter. Actually, that's kind of one of the things that John liked the most about the plugin. He noticed on another site, and he wanted the opt-in box. That was the #1 thing he wanted, and the call to action buttons too. So this is simple. You customize the look of it, the colors, the call to action, submit color, the text color, the little container, the box that goes around it. You enter your headline, sub-headline. I'm not feeling that creative right now. I'm just going to type in headline, sub-headline. This supports most autoresponders. Anything that outputs HTML code, so not the JavaScript, but you want the HTML code. Let's say MailChimp will go and give you the code. You just copy that code as is from MailChimp, as if you're embedding it on your own site, and you just paste it in here, and it figures out what it needs to do. And then you can put a call action and title for your actual submit button. So that's that. And the share settings here there's kind of two cool features that are built in to the podcast press. One of them is the clickable tweets. Now, a lot of people have noticed you kind of put a quote, especially interviews. If you're interviewing somebody, you have a quote, and you want people to who are listening to share that quote and tweet it. So there's a cool little way you simply highlight the text and you click a button, and that text becomes tweetable with a click. I'll show you guys. It's really simple. It's a really cool trick. This just kind of customizes the color. I'm just going to pick blue for now. We'll get back to it. And another thing here is the URL. We have a cool feature where it's going to detect the episode number of your podcast based on the title. We have some pretty intense algorithms. Not algorithms. Pretty intense ways to kind of filter out, detect the episode number, and make sure it's not grabbing the wrong episode number. And it's going to make your website. Let's say my website is, well, in this case, it's simplepodcaster.com. And it's going to go ahead and just add the episode number right after it. So simplepodcaster.com/1 would be my first episode, and that short version of the URL will redirect to the full version. And but this is all done automatically. I'm going to show you guys. It's hard to explain. It's easier when you see it. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to put episode right here just to show you what I mean. This is like a keyword episode, so I wanted to always say episode 1, episode 2 / episode 3. I'll show you guys that. And I'm just going to save my changes. Now, this is it. I mean, I took some time here doing the settings, but really, if you didn't set anything, if you just left everything as a default, and you're good to go. You can just hit import, and you're ready to start. So what import does is it's going to take and make podcast pages or posts for every single episode. And Pat's got 150, I forget already, 150 or so. But it's pretty fast, actually. It's pretty fast. I think it took around 10 seconds last time. So I'm going to go ahead and click it. And just wait and see. Shouldn't take too long. There we go. Bam. 142 episodes were added. And in under 10 seconds. That's pretty impressive. And I don't even have a fast server. I'm just using HostGator shared account. So it's pretty efficient when it comes to importing. So I'm going to show you real quick these posts. So category, the author, every single post is automatically created here. Now, what does it look like? So if I'm going to go ahead and just publish one of these. Yeah, so one thing you'll notice here is it actually preserves all the dates. So it's when you publish an episode, even if you publish it today, but it was live on iTunes, let's say these ones are like back in July, it preserves that date, which is important. You don't want your website to show a published date of one versus the actual episode being published a few months ago. So it keeps that date based on the iTunes published date, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to just open the last one here, the newest one here, view that page for you, and there we go. It's got everything we added instantly on every episode. So it's got the episodes, it knows it's 8 minutes long. I can go ahead, hit play, and start playing. The call to action buttons, I only put the download and the subscribe. I could have added Stitcher, etc. First name, last name, get it now. So this is your opt-in box, and yeah, that's it. It's all instant. That's every post will have this. Every time you publish a new episode, it's the same exact settings will appear on every single post. If you change your mind, you want to turn off a button or turn off the opt-in box, it's going to turn them off on everything going forward and everything that you've done in the past as well. So that's kind of cool. You got a consistent look and feel across every single podcast episode on your WordPress site. Okay, so let's edit this post and let's do some cool stuff with it. So actually, before I edit this post, let me just jump here and jump to the review section. Just to quickly show you what that looks like. So the reviews, Pat's got 160 reviews. These are all over the world. US, Canada, US, well, mostly US, Canada, but you get the point. I mean, these guys, Norway. So it does go through every single review from every single country on iTunes, and it updates it. And the cool thing is, it updates every 24 hours. So you don't have to do anything. You know, every 24 hours, it's gonna go ahead and give you the latest reviews. And there's a cool little widget on your dashboard as well that shows you your top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to see them all, you can click here and see them all. I'm just going to pause for 2 seconds and just see if anybody's got any questions so far, any comments I can address. I noticed a bit of a lag between what's live and what's showing up on the screen because YouTube has a lag. But let me just jump back, make sure everyone's covered. Okay, let me catch up here. There's a couple of looking forward. There's another plugin, another implementation product. Yeah, so Mark's question is this a plugin or another WordPress implementation product? It is a plugin. It works with any site, with any WordPress, self-hosted WordPress, like not WordPress.com site, and it works with any theme. It's compatible with anything you have, so it doesn't tweak anything you have. It just adds more value to your site. Jason's asking can you import more than one iTunes URL? There are different players per show. That's an interesting idea. Right now you can't, but that's a very interesting idea, actually. So, we can expand it to make it support multiple iTunes channels, or you can have separate websites, one for each channel. And then Jason's asking about Spreaker. I'm not too familiar with Spreaker. I had to look it up and see, but I'm assuming Spreaker is very similar to, it's a place where you generate your feed. If that's the case, then you can actually just import any kind of feed. And I mentioned Libsyn, SoundCloud, and Blubrry, PowerPress, because those are typically the most common ones, but really any feed that works on iTunes will be imported, and it will work fine here. We got one more question from Mark, and then I'll jump back to the demo. So what's the major difference between this and Blubrry PowerPress? That's an awesome question, Mark. I love that question. This is a complementary tool to the Blubrry PowerPress. The reason why I say it's complementary because Blubrry PowerPress is people typically who use Blubrry PowerPress use it to generate their feed that they submit to iTunes. So they don't rely on any third-party services. They want full control of their feed, so they typically use this plugin to generate the feed. So why this is complementary is because it works perfectly with your PowerPress. So the simple podcast press doesn't generate any feeds. So alone, it won't be able to. You can't take a website and actually go ahead and make a feed and submit it. You have to actually you need a feed from either the PowerPress plugin or use a third party like Libsyn or SoundCloud or Podbean or other services like that. So sorry, to get back to your question, difference between Blubrry and this one is it's basically this will give you another audio player audio player option, and that will give you the opt-in box, the call to action buttons, etc. So it just complements. It doesn't take anything away from PowerPress. It actually complements it by just giving you another option for a audio player with more features like the call to action buttons, etc. and your iTunes reviews, etc. like that. So you still need both. If you're doing your own feed, you still need the PowerPress plugin, and this will just kind of expand some of its functionality by giving you more audio players. I got Extreme Health Show's got a good question. Is it possible to have a dedicated page of all your shows with a one-click download option? Right now, it's meant to be page by page, so there's no playlist option. But that'd be interesting to you. So if you're thinking maybe having a one-click download all, so someone can download all your episodes from a particular playlist. That was a pretty good idea. Actually, that's a pretty good idea. I've gotten a few requests for playlists, not to download, but just playlists. But this is a great idea. So actually, I'm kind of glad that we're doing this with Twitter because I can actually just go back and look these questions up later and kind of add them to our to-do list and discuss it with the team here and see what's doable, what's not. So that's a great question. Let me jump back to the demo, and then I'll definitely answer more questions. So keep them coming, and I'll jump back and answer more questions as we go. Okay, so where were we? We did the reviews. Yeah, so we did the reviews. Back to the post editor. Let me show you what a post looks like and some of the other things you can do. I'm going to just edit this post, the one that we just published. Now, one thing we talked about was that click to tweet. Before I get into that, there's a couple buttons here that lets you add in the short code, or what WordPress calls the short code, which is these square brackets, anywhere in your site. So you can make something tweetable with one click. You can add an audio player anywhere on your site, or you can just move this one. If I want to move this audio player down here, you just move that, and you're done. That audio player goes anywhere. If you want to add an opt-in box, and if you don't want to tie it to your player, let's say you want to add an opt-in box down here, you can go ahead and do that. It's going to look kind of funny because your player includes the actual player includes the opt-in box and the actual call to action buttons. But those things can change. We can tweak things as we go to make things more convenient. And the transcript, so that's a cool feature. I'll show you that too as well. So let's do two things. Let me show you the click to tweet or just make tweetable and the transcripts real quick. So I'm just going to erase this opt-in box. Let's say we have a super awesome quote. You want someone to retweet this quote. All you need to do, highlight it and make it tweetable. Bam. You're done. Now I'm just going to update. And view the post. So, nothing's changed here. And then down here you see this funky little blue bar here with a tweet this button. So it's kind of makes it stand out. You can customize the colors. I picked the blue. You can customize it to fit your style. And when you click tweet this, it's ready to tweet. Someone can just hit tweet. Now, one thing I forgot to do is in our main settings page, I can add my Twitter handle so that it always tags me in each of these tweets. So let me show you that real quick here. So back in the settings page, I'm going to add my Twitter handle so that when people tweet that page, they tag me in it. Yeah, so it says via Hanimura. So that's pretty cool. It makes your quote stand out a bit. Nothing too funky, but at least something unique stands out, and people don't have to click any fancy stuff. They click a button, tweet this, and it's tweeted, and it'll tweet the whole post. Let me go back to editing this post. So let me show you the transcript feature, which is pretty cool. I call it transcript because it's just one way to use it. It could be your show notes. It could be just about anything you want, really. It doesn't matter what it is. So there's two steps to this process. If you go down, scroll down to the post editor, you have a section called podcast transcript show notes. You can just I'm just gonna paste something to give you an example. This is a sample transcript. Very cool. Video. So I can just, you outsource it. Of course, most people outsource, or they can afford to outsource. It's always recommended. Get your transcripts done or your show notes, get them back through Google Docs, whatever it is. You copy it and you drop them in here. And you can place your transcripts anywhere you want. So I can put it just below the player, for example. I can just put it below this sentence here. It doesn't really matter. All I need to do is just click on this insert transcript. It's going to add the right code and hit update. And here we are. View the post. And you see now a little section that says read full show notes. I customize that title in my main settings page. Click here, bam, there's the transcript. Nice and clean. Don't want it? Shut it down. So it's still clean, but people always ask me this question, and I'm going to answer it right here again. To the best of my knowledge and abilities here, based on what I know about SEO, I'm not an SEO expert, but if you do view the page source, you will see the full transcript in here, which means that the search engines, when they crawl your site, they're going to pick it up. But people always ask me, are you hiding it from the search engine as well? Because people do, they pay attention in their show notes, put in some keywords there. I'm not guaranteeing 100%, but I'm pretty certain since it shows up here in the source code of the page, and which is what the search engines will crawl and see anyway. Your show notes or transcript will be found by search engines. Okay, so we got tweeting, we got transcripts, we showed you the reviews. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? Oh yeah, I did. There's one more thing I wanted to show you. I'll go back to this episode. Now what you'll notice is this. You'll see this happens to be AskPat's naming convention, AP0142 for episode, AskPat 142, and that he puts on his title everywhere. Now what happened was this section here, which is part of Simple Podcast Press, it detected that 142 was the episode number. It added the word episode because that's what I told it to add in my main settings page. So now we have a shortened URL that looks like this. That will 142, yeah. So that will take us to. That will just redirect to your main post. So this is cool if you're sharing on social media, Facebook, etc. You don't have to share this big long link. You can shorten it and share it that way. And if you want, you can just replace whatever you want. You can type in whatever you want in here. But at least it makes its best effort to guess the episode number and put that for you automatically every time a new post is created. All right. I'm going to take a quick pause again, jump back to the questions here, and see if anybody's got any more questions or comments on what we're doing here. So this is fun. This is awesome. Yes, John just asked a great question. Can you post your podcast into a custom post type? Yes, you can. That was a request early on, and I think some themes use custom post types. So if you go back to your settings page, not settings. I'm sorry. Go back to your. I'm on the wrong site. Got too many windows open here. So no, wrong site again. Here we are, Simple Podcast Press. In here, you can choose your category and you can choose your post type. I only have one post type here, but if you did have more than one, it would show up and you just choose it from the drop down here. So great question. Great question. I love this, man. I love questions. I love the great questions. Actually, I love any questions. So bring it on. Whatever you guys got, I'd like to hear what you guys are thinking, what you guys are thinking. I mean, you guys are getting some good feedback here. People are excited. People are saying great product, automation. Yes, automation, Drew. I love it, man. I love automation. So, whatever can save you time. Podcasting, it's fun. It's great. I don't have my own personal podcast, but I've worked with people to produce their podcasts. It takes time. There's a lot of pieces to it for it all to go from recording to editing to publishing, to getting in the feed, to getting it on your WordPress site, to do all that stuff. So if I can eliminate one step, if this plugin can help you with one step, I'm happy. I've done my job, and we'll try to continuously add as much as automation as we can to help the workflow and make things easier for you guys. All right. Okay. So I think we're good from the first demo. Now I'm not going to repeat the whole demo again, but I want to show you how this works with people who generate their own feed using the Blubrry PowerPress plugin. So just to recap again, if you're using Libsyn and or SoundCloud or Podbean or other services to create your feed that you submit to iTunes, you get all the exact features that you get right now. You get all the automation and the posts automatically created. Everything you saw now in this demo is exactly what you get. The people who are using PowerPress, the Blubrry PowerPress plugin, are people who liked full control. They don't want to rely on any third party. They want to control their feed, which gets submitted to iTunes. So they don't want to be tied down to a particular company, which is understandable. It's fine. It's a great idea. Actually, I don't disagree at all. So what we've done there is we want to make sure that those guys are not left out, because there's still a lot of value in the plugin besides the importing of the posts. So what we did was I'm going to switch to another test site, which is one that has a Blubrry PowerPress plugin, and it has the Blubrry PowerPress feed. So let me switch here really quick to this site. So this site is driven, it has the PowerPress plugin as the primary source to create the iTunes feed. Now, if I go just to show you what the site looks like, or what the post looks like, I don't have it real, it's all simulated. I'm just using the Money Pillow, Sean Malarkey's Money Pillow as an example here. View the post. I just put some garbage text. So basically, this is what most people have right now. They have you can choose different players from the Blubrry PowerPress, but this is what you see typically. Now, well, we thought, well, you know what? People like the new audio player. They like the buttons. They like the opt-in box option. So why don't we give that same flexibility to people who are using the PowerPress plugin? But how do we do that? Like, we don't want them to go have a mismatch of some of their old posts have one player, then the new posts have a new player, and how do we change their workflow, the way they do things? So thought, you know what? What if there's a way we can just say, you know what? Every time you see a PowerPress player, just swap it out, take it out, and drop in the simple podcast press player. That's it. You don't have to change the way you do things, how you create your posts. Everything stays the same. You just tell it that I want you to go ahead and swap out the actual player with the PowerPress player and replace it with the simple podcast press player. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you on one post, but it works. I mean, John did it on his 650 posts. It was pretty much instant. I'm jumping back to the dashboard. Now, under settings here, it's going to look a little different. Not much different, a little different. First thing you'll notice is there's no import button here, because people who host their own feed, they don't want to import any of the data over, because it's already on their site. So we want to clean up the interface to make sure that there's no confusion there. So we took out the import button. So it detected that you're using PowerPress. It detected that you're hosting your feed on your own WordPress site. So it just simplifies some of the options that don't apply, and it gives you the audio player option. So now you can choose the Blubrry PowerPress, which is what they have now, the default, or you can just say, you know what, I want to switch them all, every single one on my site, now and every single one going forward, to, let's say, the white one. I'm going to say Simple Podcast Press White. So do that, hit Save Settings, and that's it. If I go to the site now, it should, and it did, replace everything. Well, it replaced the audio player with the audio player, download buttons, and my opt-in box. And trust me when I say this, it happened fast, even for the 600 plus episodes that were on Entrepreneur on Fire's website, on John's website. So it's pretty impressive how it does it. It does it on the fly. So every time you load the page, it swaps it automatically. Swaps out the one player, puts in the next player. And down the road, you say you're not happy with it, you want to go back, no problem. You can just go back to your Blubrry PowerPress player. So it gives you options, it gives you flexibility to go ahead and try the new player, even if you have your own feed and you're not importing anything here. But you get the player, you get the call to action buttons, you get the opt-in boxes, you get all the functionality. I can go ahead and edit this post and do everything I've done before in terms of the click to tweet, all my iTunes reviews, all that good stuff. I just remember one thing actually, so let me show you that right now. I forgot to show you guys one more feature. If I jump here, and again, I'm not a big fan of this theme, but I was just testing something prior to this meeting, so I just left it as is. So there's another feature that's really cool, is you sometimes you don't want people to search around for your podcast. You just want your latest podcast episode always up there, visible to them. So what we decided to do is we added a player in your sidebar. So you can add a player to your sidebar that always plays the latest episode. You don't have to configure it. You don't have to do anything. It's always the latest episode. It knows because you've entered your iTunes feed in the beginning. It knows that you're on the latest episode. So every time someone visits and you have a new episode, it's always going to be that new episode. And to add that, it's under the appearance, widgets. It's pretty simple, just like any other sidebar widget. You can go ahead and just drag one called the latest podcast and just drag it anywhere you want. I'm just going to put it on top for now. Right now there's no options. This is kind of the first attempt at it. It shows up with a player, and it shows up with your cover art, and it shows up with a call to action button, so people can subscribe on iTunes. So that's the basics. We can work on that. We can add more features to that if people want. Give the people the options to hide. Sometimes it may be too big on some themes. Customize the size. So there's things we can do. But just by default off the bat, this will play your latest episode automatically. So if you release one tomorrow, it's going to play that new episode when someone visits your site. So it's pretty cool. Alrighty. So let me jump back again to the questions. We're 45 minutes in already. Wow, I'm having too much fun here. Okay, there's a question from Extreme Health Radio. Sorry, I don't have your name on the screen. Can I turn off the URL shortener? That's a good question. Right now you cannot. Most people do use PrettyLink. There's no conflict with PrettyLink. I mean, obviously, if you both have the same link, same episode number, like /1, for example, that could potentially be an issue. That's definitely something we can add. It's a good point. If people don't want the shortener and they prefer to shorten themselves, yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing we can add. Definitely add that. That's not a problem. But as it stands right now, you cannot turn it off. And one thing, since we're on the topic of adding things, the way it's set up, it's just like any other plugin that you buy. All the updates are done through the actual WordPress site. So once you have it installed once, all the updates, all you need to do is just go under plugins, and when a new release is out, you'll see it here, or you can just say check for updates, and it'll show you if a new update is available and what's new in that update. So there's no deleting, manually editing anything. All your settings are all preserved. You do just like any other plugin. So it's set up to be seamless for you guys when you do the updates as well. All right. Any more questions? Let's pop back here. I'm just going to switch back. I think maybe turn off the screen share here, if I can. All right, there we go. I'm back. Okay. Well, that was fun. I hope you guys got some value out of it. Like, kind of got a feel for what the plugin does, and I love hearing your thoughts on what you think it should do and some features, which is great. And that's something. Like I said, it's not a standstill product. It's not meant to be, all right, get it out there and that's it, move on. This is something where we want to keep adding more features, want to make it better for you guys, and you guys will be the first ones to use it, so that you'll have kind of direct access to me and the support team, and we'll just, if you have issues, we're here to help. If you don't have issues, that's awesome. If you have ideas, you can send them directly to me through the email. You have my email through the mailing list, or you can send them the support. Either way is cool. I've chatted with people one-on-one on Facebook. They gave me ideas, so I'm open at this stage. I want to make this kind of like the plugin for you guys that gives you the most value, and it just gives you a great tool that will save you time. I got a question from Maria about licensing. So yeah, I didn't talk about the licensing. Licensing is kind of is set up to be single, professional, and unlimited. There's a link at the bottom of this page. I put a big, actually, it depends on when you got on this page. You may not see that link. You may need to refresh the page. But I'm going to post that link up in the video here in a second and give you guys a special discount code because you guys are the early birds. But the question is, single license, can you upgrade to Pro or Unlimited? That's a good question. Yes, you can. You'd have to contact support and we'll work it out that way. There's no automatic way right now. This is the first time the shopping cart's open. But that's a great point. I kind of overlooked that feature. So yeah, definitely can upgrade. We'll have to work kind of on a case-by-case basis and get you guys upgraded. So single license, I'm just going to go ahead and just take you guys to the page, and maybe you guys can follow along as well. So it's just Simple Podcast Press. simplepodcastpress.com/earlybird. There's a video that pops up, so you can just click on the video to pause it. And I'm going to put that link up there and give you guys a promo code to get you guys 50% off for being part of the early bird. So let me see. I think I can display it on my screen here. I've done it when I was practicing. So I'm just going to draw something on my screen here. So if you guys can see this, I'll put this. I don't know what it's doing here. So it's simplepodcastpress.com/earlybird is the website. Now, I apologize for all these flying windows. I'm just still trying to figure out how to work this draw text. And the discount code is when you actually go to checkout, you can see a place where it says discount code. Click here, and you can add it. And you get 50% off whatever is listed for any of those licenses. So the discount code was, see if I can remember this, Early Birds Rock. I'll put that up here. This looks hilarious. There's a bunch of flying text everywhere. What is going on with my screen? Okay, I'm going to put that again on my forehead here. Now, how about we put it over here? All right, what's going on? How about we put it over here and just top of my forehead? There we go. So there, the discount code is on my forehead. The website is below me there, right there. I didn't even mean to do that. I didn't know it's actually going to fall on my face. It's pretty cool. And the discount code is up here somewhere. So Early Birds Rock. Make sure it should show you the 50% off before you go ahead. If you're deciding to go ahead today, it's going to be open. It's kind of based on the number of people. I put a limit about 100 people, just to make sure that, like I said, support is one thing that we take very seriously here. This is not my first product launch. It's not my first software. It's my second, and support is number one. Like, you know, if we have to get onto your site and log in and check things out, we will do that. We've done that many times. So don't worry, the support team's there. Myself and other people will be supporting it as well, especially in the beginning when things get rolled out. You know, there might be glitches. We had 10 beta testers or so who actually use it all the time, and yeah, I mean, we had issues in the beginning. They're settled. They're up and running now, and so I think we're in a good place. So let me just switch back and see if anybody's got any more questions or comments about the plugin, or just about anything related to the plugin or related to kind of anything going on here. Anything I talked about, anything I didn't talk about. Like I mentioned, if you guys are going to Podcast Movement next week, or is it not, in about a week and a half, I'd love to see you there. I'm going to be there. Love to meet you guys in person, chat, have a beer, have some water, juice. You know, I drink everything, so it's all good. Just meet each other, talk, chat. What else? Yeah, actually I'll be giving another demo, a live demo as well on podcast, on Simple Podcast Press that weekend as well. So I'm really excited. Here it's cool. I kind of wish I could talk to you guys in person on this Google Live Hangout, but it doesn't work that way quite yet. And but it's cool. I get to see some feedback from you guys. But I'm looking forward. If we meet, I really want to hear, especially if you guys are using it between now and then. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. You're not gonna offend me. Like I'm not. I take this stuff seriously because I'm really. I like this stuff. I'm not building software just for the sake of building software. I want to provide value and build tools that people want. So if it's not working the way you want it, or it's not doing what you want it to do, then let me know. Let me know through any channel. If you have my email, you can send it through my email. If you want to email support, I get a copy of everything that goes to support. So don't worry about that. Especially in the beginning. That's kind of the nice thing about being part of the early birds. Is you kind of get direct access to me early on, and make sure things are good. All right. Okay, so we're about 4 minutes away from the hour. I think Mark had another question. Let me. How often will you upgrade the product? Such as this evening. Pretty good ideas. You can add these, right? Yeah. I don't have like a fixed schedule. Like we don't say like every week or every month or something, but the critical ones get fixed fast right away. We've got some great ideas here. So adding new feature, depending on the complexity, I have to kind of study a little bit the different requests. Good thing everything's tagged here because I can go back and just search for these hashtags and look them all up again. And so we just got, this is going to be version 1.0, the first official release. And it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. If there's something critical and it's not working on your site for whatever reason, like I've had, people have sort of different servers and different configurations, and there's always something that might happen that's unique to your site. I'm on it. If it's that critical, I'm the one jumping on and making sure, understanding what's happening and working with the team to get it fixed right away. So I can't commit. I don't have a fixed schedule, but bug fixes obviously are higher. So if there's a bug not working, we're on it. We'll get it fixed, and we'll release updates. So every update will go, like I mentioned earlier, will go through your WordPress site. So you don't have to actually download anything again. You just click updates, and you'll get the update automatically through the WordPress panel, just like you do with any other plugin. So that's a great question, yeah. Especially in the beginning, I would predict, after a week of people using, there's going to be some glitches on some people's sites. We'll probably release an update with some critical bug fixes probably in a week's time, like a week, probably not this Monday, probably the following Monday. Again, it depends. We'll play it by ear. If people are rocking really well, there's no issues, awesome. We'll work on the new features. If there's issues, we'll always put those second. We put the feature second and focus on the critical features first. Great question, Mark. Thank you. Thanks for all the questions, guys. I appreciate it. Keep them coming. If you think of anything, think of cool ideas, even like afterwards, just make sure you hit me up on Facebook, on the Facebook group, on the fan page, on email, and on Twitter. Here you can just tag me. I'll monitor the hashtag as well for the next while because it's still kind of new. And yeah, anyway you guys are comfortable, I'm here. I'm here for you guys, and yeah, that's good. That's good. It's good feedback here. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think of anything else I can show you guys. Thank you. I think I covered all the features. We covered. I'm trying to look at my notes real quick here. Maria's got a good question about the upgrade. The upgrade will be the difference. It would not be a full price. So if you're going from 1 license to 3 license, then it'll just be the difference between that to get you up. So there's no kind of tricks, no pressure to buy something you don't need right now. I want you guys to, if you're not sure. I didn't even mention this, but there's a 60-day guarantee. No questions asked. It doesn't work or it works, doesn't matter. You don't like it for whatever reason, you just ask for your money back through support. We'll refund your money, no problems. I mean, we're not here to take your money for something you don't need, right? We want to offer value, and want to make sure that's the clear point here. Is if it's not working for you or it's not what you expected, it's all good. It's all good. There's no questions asked. We did a 60-day for our previous product, and we're doing 60. I'm doing 60-day again here. I think that's plenty of time, especially because it's a new product. It gives you a lot of time to play around, especially in podcasting. You're publishing every week, twice a week, So you're gonna see the value pretty quick. And 60 days is a long time. It's a lot of value you're gonna get in 60 days. So if you don't see that value, no problem. Just email support, and we will get you the refund. We'll get you the refund, no problem. Okay, I get this like nagging feeling that there's something else I want to show you guys, but it's kind of slipping my mind now. Did I cover all the features? Did I cover all the goodies? Talked about. Let's see here. Just quickly check my notes here. Opt-in forms. Oh, let's see if I can do this. It's kind of risky here, but if you guys have a smartphone on hand, you can try this. Well, it's not risky. I'll show you my phone just for fun, just to show you what it looks like on mobile. Just before we wrap up here, I know we're just 2 minutes over, and I appreciate you guys spending a Wednesday night with me. I've been preparing for this for some time now, and today was all the pieces came together nicely. So I'm glad this Google Hangout's working out very nicely, pretty smoothly, except for all the funny things on my head, which is all good. I'm okay with that. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I'm just gonna see if I can turn on my phone here and just show you what it looks like on mobile, just for fun, and then we'll wrap it up. And unless anyone's got any more questions. That's one thing I like is the player itself, as well as the opt-in box, as well as the actual form, the buttons, I call it. Buttons, opt-in box, player, all mobile friendly, and they look really good. And if they don't, you let me know, and then we'll tweak it and make it better. Like the thing with WordPress sites is always going to be different themes that give you funny things happening, so we'll definitely work with that and make that work. So just give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to load up that page, simplepodcaster.com. Yeah, so we have it here. It's going to be very hard to see it. I know this is probably being a little silly here, but I just wanted to make a point that even on mobile, it does a bit of a reflection from my lights here. On mobile, it looks pretty darn good, and the button's nice and big. I got big fingers, and you can click it pretty well. So, yes, definitely check it out on mobile, on iPad, and let me know if you see any funny things that don't look good on mobile on your site, and we'll get them fixed up. All right, good stuff. I'm just gonna check one more time, see if anybody else has got any last questions, and then we can wrap it up here. How long is the cart open? Good question. I'm leaving it open for the first 100 people, and so it's not gonna be time. It's gonna be the first 100 people. Probably, I would say a lot of people can't make it today. I would imagine email will go out to everybody. So if you need to sleep on it, that's cool. I'm not trying to pressure you here to buy it. I'm not being a good salesman here, but honestly, if it's not a good fit for you, we don't want. I'm not trying to pressure you guys into this. So an email will go out to everybody. on the mailing list, including yourselves, and you'll get the code again, you'll get the link, and you can check it out. And yeah, the first 100 people, and like I said, 100 is just because that's a good number we can support. Because from previous experience, 100 people we were able to support pretty easily. You know, a lot of people were good. There's always a few that have some special themes, something special with their site that causes some kind of conflict. Sometimes plugins conflict, and so yeah, 100 people is the limit where we're going to stop it, and then fix things up, get things rolling, and then open it again. And if you know, this is something that you're, you know, if you have an audience that does podcasting, likes podcasting, there will be an affiliate program as well for this. So stay tuned for that. I mean, a lot of people have asked me about that, and with the way I have things set up now, it's pretty easy to hook that up into the affiliate software, the affiliate service, JVZoo. It's set up to integrate with that nicely. So very minimal effort on my side. I can hook that up, and yeah, you guys can promote. I'm aiming for September, like next month, to get that affiliate program up and running. So if you guys want, you know, get it now, try it out. If you like it, if you think your audience will like it, and then you can sign up as an affiliate and promote the product. So, you know, I'd love to get, you know, more people using it. It means more feedback, means it gets better and better and better. So it's a win-win-win. Okay, all right. Let me see if any more questions here. I don't see any more questions. Yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up now. I just want to thank you guys for taking the time Wednesday night to drop in, say hi, and to join me here. It's my first live hangout, and man, I'm gonna be doing more of these. It's fun. I'll figure out this whole text thing and get better at that part. But overall, I think it was pretty smooth. Hope you guys enjoyed, learned something new with the plugin, and I'm here for you guys. If whatever you need, if you decide to go ahead with it. You can get it and get in touch with me if you run into issues. You can email support. Probably email support directly is the fastest way, and then they'll contact me if they can help you out. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting your feedback, and I'm like I said, looking forward to meeting some of you, hopefully a lot of you, at the podcast movement in a week and a half from now. So I'm excited for that as well. It's going to be a fun time, and it's going to be a good time to meet people in person and hang out. So cool. All right. Again, the last time I'm going to say it's simplepodcastpress.com/earlybird. The discount code is earlybirdsrock, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great night.